Welcome back to another episode, and actually how I should be starting this is welcome to episode 1 of the half marathon series. But before that, let's go and grab a morning coffee. Recently come across a coffee that I'm a huge fan of. Very surprised of becoming a fan of it, but in a moment I'll show you exactly what it is. So order collected, and it's nothing fancy. It's literally just a McDonald's iced latte, and I can't tell you how good the iced latte tastes from McDonald's. Fair play to them. So yeah, coffee secured, and now we're gonna jump into the episode. So as I go along this journey and document it, I'm going to be bringing you along and showing you everything in terms of training, nutrition and recovery strategy. And also a huge focus within this is making sure I've got the body aligning to performance, because I know that in the past I've struggled to actually balance this out nicely, and I speak to a lot of guys and girls themselves that have struggled with this and do struggle with this. So that's going to be a huge part of this documentation, of making sure I'm still progressing my body in terms of strength, in terms of how it's looking, in terms of how it's feeling, and matching up with the performance of getting faster for this half marathon. The weeks are going to go by, which essentially is going to mean certain strategies around potentially training and nutrition are going to change, because in order to get quicker in this phase right now, it's not just all about running as far and as fast as I can. I know it may sound odd because it's a running event, but there's other things outside of the running that are going to allow me to get quicker without actually needing to run more and more. And that's something I'm going to be documenting in the early stages of this series to show you get faster without needing to run constantly and feeling like you just need to run and run and run, because there are many strategies of how you can get fitter and faster outside of running when it comes to tackling your running events. And just on a side note, that iced latte from McDonald's is like crack. I have not experienced a coffee like that in a long time, of how good it is in terms of the actual quality of the coffee, the strength, and how good it tastes. Really surprised with how good it tastes. So if you haven't given it a try, pop down to your local McDonald's and go grab yourself an iced latte, because they absolutely bang. In terms of the actual event, I'm not actually too sure what the course is like. There's not too much information around it regarding how flat or if it's hilly. So I've been doing a little bit of research into it, and have seen that there's a small little bit of elevation, but nothing too crazy. So I imagine it's a course that you can pick a fair bit of speed up in certain places, and I'm sure that elevation will play its role in some form of way. But as long as this preparation is done well, we stand a good chance to PBing the previous attempt. So yeah, we're around 10 weeks out from the event right now. Currently 2 weeks already into preparation, and by the time this video comes out, we'll be around 9 to 8 weeks out from actual event day, which is really exciting. So the exact strategy I'm going with currently, and that could actually change as the weeks go on depending on how performance is within training, how progression is going. But for right now, in terms of just a training aspect, we're actually got 4 strength sessions a week and 2 runs a week. 4 strength sessions are 2 lower and 2 upper spread across the week, and then we've got a tempo run that goes into early week around a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then a longer run in zone 2 that happens on the weekend, normally on a Saturday early morning. Get it done so I can enjoy the rest of the weekend. But yeah, that's the current strategy we're going right now, in terms of 1, clocking up distance, and 2, the actual working on the speed and that sort of stuff is just coming through the tempo work. And on the runs, we started the preparation at 16 kilometer, just off the back of previous running that I've been doing, off the back of a High Rocks late last year. So half marathon distance isn't actually the challenge in itself. I've got no sort of worries in terms of actually clocking up the distance. The aim of the game is just trying to push some serious speed compared to previous attempts. So yeah, be really interesting to see how the time goes on event day. And then we've got some other little targets within this run work. And one of them is actually dropping a little bit of body fat, nothing too serious, just around 3 kg. Early doors of this preparation. And the reason why I want to drop around 3 kg of body fat is simply because on event day, if I can be slightly lighter for where I'm at, and I'm in a pretty good spot with my physique right now, I've been sitting in a really good spot in terms of sort of like leanness and just generally how I'm feeling on a day-to-day and overall strength. And I've been sat in that spot for most probably around the past sort of year, not fluctuating sort of up and down the scales too much. You're literally sitting in a very similar spot and being in a really good place with the overall physique, but do want to drop around 3 kg just before racing. And obviously going to do that early on because obviously you don't want to be going into a race within a deficit. You want to have food up as high as you can. But if I can just pull off 3 kg of body fat, it's going to allow me to be lighter, which naturally means you're going to be able to move faster, which is the aim of the game for right now. So from a nutrition standpoint, it's going to be a small calorie deficit early doors within this preparation for around the next 2 to 4 weeks. And then the remainder is going to be ramped up to maintenance. And then obviously as we go into taper, a small carb load a couple of days out to ensure that I'm ready to perform at my best. In terms of physical standpoint, again, the aim of the game in terms of the strength training is literally just to get strong as possible throughout this next sort of 10 weeks of preparation. So yeah, aim of the game right now is rip 3 kg of body fat off early doors in the next around 4 weeks. And then the rest of preparation is going to be ramp food up and just attack the strength training, getting as strong as possible. And yeah, from there, it's going to put me in a really good position in terms of actual strength within racing and from a physical standpoint as well. Obviously, you want to do these things in the very best possible spot in terms of your physique, as well as performing at the same time. So managing the two is going to be a key area. And yeah, that is the aim of the game for right now. Really, really simple. I see so many people overcomplicating this process, forgetting about strength training, and again, forgetting about an actual strategy of how they're going to go through the overall process, whether it be a 12-week, 20-week, 16-week, whatever duration it is in terms of preparation. There needs to be complete structure and a clear roadmap of how to get yourself from A to B. And right now, this is going to be the very best way to, one, get my body into an even better spot of where it currently is, and two, to get me to perform at an even better level for where I'm at right now. And I'd actually say it's the fittest, strongest and healthiest I've been, but wanted to push to new levels. So this is a standard we now have to set. And obviously, as we go throughout this journey, I'm going to be literally documenting of how the body fat is going, how the nutrition is, the nutrition process that once I come out of the dropping body fat stage to then ramping it up into maintenance, and then carb loading going into the event. Everything is going to be laid out within this channel so you can see a full documentation of actually how you can manage body and performance all as one. And obviously, if you've got any questions about running, high rocks, dropping body fat, just drop it below and I'll get back to the questions as soon as I can.